What's up, guys? Welcome back to Jedi Jive. My name is Mike. Joining us again is my sister Jenny.
Hey, everybody.
We have a very special reaction coming to you today.
Very
Actually,
special.
A couple of reactions. Part 1 and Part 2 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's finally here. Star Wars Celebration is going on this weekend, and we're having to look at all these photos of our friends there, and I'm jealous. Every time new Star Wars content comes out on this channel, I have to remind everybody, this is Jedi Jive. I started this channel originally to do Star Wars stuff, so I'm happy we've been able to branch out and do Marvel and all this fun stuff, and you and I have been able to, meet all these new people and have fun doing all these reactions. But, like, ultimately, Star Wars is what this was about for me. And I know between you and me, I'm the passionate Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
You like Star Wars, you appreciate Star Wars, but you're not emotionally attached to it in the same way that I am.
Yeah, that's accurate.
This is not just Ewan McGregor returning as Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is automatically special, and Star Wars fans are happy about this, and it's also Hayden Christensen returning as Anakin Skywalker / Darth Vader. I know, exactly. For me, just hearing that elicits an emotional chill in my spine. And for you, it's probably not the same thing. Like, you're probably not hearing Hayden Christensen and then getting a chill.
I don't have an emotional reaction to Hayden Christensen. This is true. But I tell you what, like, seeing in the very little clip that was in the trailer of, like, young Luke Skywalker, the implications of that are so mind-blowing to me. Like, I'm kind of now expecting that level of mind-blowingness from every episode.
Well, I don't know. And now that, like, Book of Boba Fett went down and we saw sort of, like, how extra they were willing to go in some of that, I just, my hopes are high. I think automatically the hopes are high for this show. And it's actually one of those, we don't want to set our expectations too high, but it's kind of hard not to have high expectations for. They've had so much time to put it together. And
it's taking it back to the foundations, because there's been so much new content over the past, like, several years between the sequel trilogy, the Mandalorian universe, even what's going on over on the animated side with Bad Batch and all of that. There's been so many sort of giant leaps forward in terms of the scope of our knowledge of the Star Wars universe. It's just expanded rapidly over the past several years. And this is going back to the beginning, like before the beginning.
Well,
this is going back to sort of like the story that we came from and started with, and we're going to learn more about it. And so that's really special and exciting and thrilling.
It's actually more to it than that in terms of, I mean, it's kind of a touchy subject, but I know some people are big fans of the sequel trilogy, but I think more people are probably a little bit bummed with the way Disney handled the sequel trilogy than people that aren't bummed.
I'd be one of the bummed ones.
That was original Star Wars, and some people feel like Disney, dropped the ball on that. And we have all this new Mandoverse, great new Star Wars content that's, been able to sort of come to the forefront. But this Kenobi show, in a weird way, is almost like Disney's last chance to get that original stuff.
Sure.
And that there's probably a lot of people watching this that are, like, ready to kind of jump down Disney's throat and be like, all right, I'm ready for this to suck, like everything else Disney's done, to ruin my childhood.
No, I'm ready for atonement. I'm ready for this to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm ready for this to be awesome, but also I think people need to keep an open mind, too, in that, like, we've seen some of these other, like, this character Reva, for instance. I think they're gonna feature her a lot in this, and I'm ready for trolls online start complaining about it. This is Kenobi, or like, why isn't Boba Fett in his own show? It's like, this is so it's be prepared for a little bit of extra stuff that's not necessarily like all
as James Gerber said, you can't please all of
fans.
The people all of the time. Yeah. There are always going to be trolls online, but
anyway, guys,
we're excited.
Let's jump in and have some fun. Jenny and I can do crazy speculation and probably get most of our guesses right, because we're pretty good at that. But we're going to jump in and have some fun, and we can't wait to talk to you guys about it.
We'll catch you on the flip side.
Let's do it.
Obi-Wan, there's good in him.
There's a pretty good recap of the prequels, right?
Yeah, that was not too shabby.
I have for you your old master. How to commune with him, I will teach you.
Yes! Liam Neeson, first scene, let's go. You get some John Williams music here. Star Wars flourish. Alright,
now we're on Tatooine. That's beautiful. What a shot. Cool.
Inquisitors.
Got the black ship. It's
Oh,
so
yes.
ominous.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
I just keep thinking of Conan's like, Ethel the Gothic! Or whatever. It just reminds
I
me
have
of
to admit that is not where my mind went. I'm
Just-
getting strong, like, Nazi vibes.
Yeah, well, yeah, that too.
Jedi cannot help what they are. If he were smart, he'd keep moving, but the Jedi Code is like an itch. He cannot help it. You offer him a place to hide.
It won't be Kenobi, it'll be a different guy.
Right.
His compassion has been his undoing.
Oh, man. She smoked him out.
Just a kid, too. Teenager.
Right.
Or young man.
You'll never find us all.
Whoa. Stopped her.
You are reckless. We are past this, third sister. I will not warn you again. You will forget this fixation with Kenobi, or I will relieve you of your duties. Is that clear?
He's her white whale.
Yep. That's important too. They just showed her getting reprimanded. That's gonna be the
She's
start
bucking
of.
the system already. He's got a great voice, that guy.
She's already a wild card. Yeah. Who I would have much preferred Jason Isaacs because he was the voice of this character, and
He's
and
so
and
good.
he would have been perfect. But
Do you know what?
so far so good.
Do you know what vibes I got from that whole little speech he gave, though? Agent Smith talking about human beings being a disease.
Yeah.
You know, I got
Exactly.
a real similar vibe from him talking about how to hunt a Jedi. Yeah, that's awesome. It's like a petrified desert fish.
Yeah, I don't know, yeah. There he is. Wow. They really love their wide-angle Tatooine
Yeah.
cinematography, don't they? Star Wars, they do.
You have a
It's-
landscape like that, you have to celebrate it
Yeah.
and feature it.
Let's just call back to Lawrence of Arabia one more time.
You can never have too many.
Yeah. Oh, that's Luke's toy.
I'll give you 50.
That's the toy Luke is playing with in A New Hope. That's such a cool Easter egg. It's a skyhopper.
If you're going to steal my parts and then sell them back to me, could you at least clean them first, as a courtesy? Well, thank you, Tika. Goodbye.
First named Jawa we.
So interesting. But it continues the sort of theme of ascribing personhood to
Yes.
these
Yes.
like dehumanized characters.
Only pain will you find.
Okay.
There's good in him.
Nightmares.
Plagued by that was very Rosemary's Baby, my god.
Yeah.
Master Qui-Gon. Master.
It's trying. Eventually, gonna chime in. They can't tease us like that.
It might not happen soon though. It might be like saved for the end.
Although you're right, though, there's the conflict between him trying to not be a Jedi and then Qui-Gon, who's going to be like, "No, be a Jedi. You told me
Right.
you'd train the boy." Like, so there's we got to at least get that conflict of interest. I wonder if we'll get how many speaking lines. This kid.
There's Joel.
Very protective.
Yeah. And Luke's already got a mind of his own,
Yep.
dreaming of the stars.
Yep. He got that toy. You know, he's gonna give it.
Yep.
Inspire him to be a pilot. Okay, so he just left the toy. He's like Santa Claus, Jedi Santa.
Jedi Santa.
You have no idea what I've been through.
You know who you're talking to, kid?
You'll draw too much attention.
But I have nowhere to go. They're hunting me. You have to help me.
Take this. Walk into the middle of the desert and bury it in the ground. Live a normal life.
What about the people that need us? What about the fight?
The fight is done. We lost.
What happened to you? You were once a great Jedi.
The time of the Jedi is over.
It's necessary for him to say that, but the fact that he's still keeping tabs on Luke, he knows that's not true. He just knows patience.
Damn. Oh. You know where this is?
No, what city is this?
Leia's home planet. Alderaan. This is Alderaan.
Oh, man.
We've only seen a brief glimpse
You were
of
just
Alderaan.
saying, were we going to see
So this is like the royal...
little Leia?
Yep, here she
Oh,
is.
with the hair! You see the braid, you automatically know who you're looking at.
We're going to be late. Come on, let's hurry it along.
Look at this.
How is she doing? There will be sweet mellows at the reception
Tease
after.
it. We can't see her face.
If you behave.
Uh-huh.
She insisted you would find it amusing, Your Highness.
She's either in the cellar, in the kitchen, or in the woods.
Yeah, cool.
So both of them, Luke and
This
Leia,
is-
are both already incorrigible,
yeah,
and
this is
you
there's a
know
lot of this is in the Leia novel.
they're both already like running away, doing their own thing.
Yeah, independent spirits.
Yeah.
That's
so
so
cute.
cool. In the spirit of Star Wars, making cool sidekick droids.
Casino ship.
She like knows the brands of every car.
Yep.
I-Wing. That's a new one. Winnequillian Ranger.
My son does this with cars driving by our
Yeah,
house.
he'll be
I
like
love it.
Chevrolet, Ford.
No Lola for the rest of the day.
But she didn't do anything.
Shut her down. I mean it.
It's like, turn off your Game Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No more screen time
Yep.
till you fulfill
Turn off
your
your
official
iPad. Yep,
duties.
yep.
Whose creepy
yeah, I
ear
don't
is
know.
that?
I don't know.
There's more to life than your farm, Owen. He needs to see that. There's a whole galaxy out there.
I'm asking you to leave us alone, Ben. You don't care if he's okay. You care if he's showing.
We talked about this. When the time comes, he must be trained.
Like you trained his father?
Low blow.
Anakin is dead, Ben. So leave him on the farm with his family where he belongs.
Gotta respect him.
We need to know where he is. You will be rewarded well.
Or you'll be punished.
Riva!
You have no rights here. We're not under the Empire.
Big mistake. Ooh.
Losing hands in Star Wars.
My family's of no concern to
They
you.
might be. You got a Jedi on that farm too?
I have no love for the Jedi.
That's just true in a way.
You think you could protect them from me?
Tell me where the Jedi is, or this man and his family die!
He's got balls of rock, dude. He's dead.
Save his family?
The right person to be raising.
Enough! Stand down, third sister.
She's a hot ticket. Yeah, she's,
she's
a,
a
she's a
loose
wild
cannon.
card. Yeah, and dude,
Next time.
that scene just made Owen a badass, dude. He's got balls of solid rock, dude.
Yeah.
Aren't you impulsive?
I'm sick of wasting time.
You still want Kenobi. But he's gone. What is it you think you will gain by capturing him?
When I'm old.
Female of the same model
you're
as
droids?
3PO.
It's good manners.
Thank you.
You don't need manners when you're talking to a lower life form.
Oh.
I don't need manners when I'm talking to you.
Oh.
You're not even a real Organa.
You're scared of him. You want him to like you, so you repeat what he says, even though you don't really know what it means. You think being like him will make people frightened of you. But really, you're the one who's scared. I may not have seen much, cousin, but I can see that.
The little girl just wiped the floor with him.
He's rude to droids.
You have to rise above, Leia.
Young Leia already on board the personhood for droids movement.
Yep. She's already got the little tood.
Chase, Purgle.
Purgle. Purgle are flying squid whales.
Fun.
Well,
This is making me think a
it
little
may
of
seem
like
so.
I don't want to be a senator.
Supergirl and her parents on Krypton,
Sure,
like doomed parents, doomed planet, but she's gonna save the universe.
Very much so.
You know?
Yeah. And all this stuff is gonna make Alderaan blowing up in the original Star Wars movie like it has
That
more
much more
significance to it.
poignant.
Yep,
Yeah.
Alderaan's peaceful. We have no weapons.
She can't be far.
Hello, Princess.
Why are you here?
The flea?
It's Flea. Where did it come from? Did we know that he was going to show up in this show?
You know what? I think maybe I did hear that Flea was gonna be, but still, that's jarring to see Flea.
That was definitely took me out for a moment. Okay.
He's calling him. It's gonna be Bail Organa.
Yeah.
Saying like, "We lost Leia. Come help."
They were waiting.
She needs you.
Only you know how important she really is, Obi-Wan.
My duty is to the
What
boy.
about your duty to his sister?
It's her first time off planet.
I'm not the man you remember.
Well, you're going to have to be.
I can't leave the boy.
This isn't about the boy, and you know it. There is no one I trust more with my child than you. One last fight.
Can you untie me?
Sell a lot of that toy. That's merchandise waiting to happen.
Oh. No.
Oh, his lightsaber. He knows exactly where it is.
Yeah, that's amazing.
There it is.
Look at that.
How did he know?
He remembered the exact location in the middle of
It just
nothing.
reminds me of like Steve Buscemi and Fargo burying the money in the
Oh
like
my
snow
God.
cave where he's like,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, it's his lightsaber and Anakin's lightsaber.
Oh,
The one that gives to Luke
man.
eventually.
He fought beside her father during the war.
Oh.
He'll come. Be able to help.
She doesn't know that she's
She
a
doesn't
Jedi.
know that she doesn't know who Leia
It's just
is.
a coincidence.
But
Yeah, yeah.
she's setting a trap for Obi-Wan.
Yep. And she's going rogue. Yeah, Vader is gonna kill her eventually. Yeah. All right, Deborah Chow. Good start.
Good stuff, Deborah Chow.
Nothing high flying, no crazy action yet or anything like that. Just establishing where we are, who's where, who's looking for who
Yeah.
you know, and all establishing things that we kind of knew the scenario already. But
They had to get through a heck of a lot of backstory.
yeah,
You know.
in terms of just like exposition, and just kind of like getting the show on the road here. They did a perfect job, and we're you can totally see why it's part 1 and part 2, because if they had just shown us that part, we would have been like, come
They're
on,
like, let's show us something
not
fun.
enough,
Show us
like,
something cool.
There would have been an outrage
Yeah.
if we hadn't seen something. So they kind of obviously had to do 2 episodes just
Yeah.
to give us something, so that we kill them.
The
right
big
after
moment
that.
for me this episode was Flea.
Yeah.
Like showing up as like a
I
space
think
pirate.
I did hear that Flea was going to be in this, but still, like we said, it's very
I didn't
like,
know that. And then it was like, Flea, that you?
yeah. Yeah, and like I'm remembering that he was in Back to the
Back to
Future
the
and all that. I'm like, oh,
Future.
he's really been in
McFly.
movies for so
Yeah.
long now, and yeah. But yeah, great. I loved how they kind of just like with the Leia stuff. We went to Alderaan. We saw some of her. We knew that we were gonna get some of
Yeah.
it, but I'm
Yeah.
liking that they featured it so heavily here, because honestly, we other than that one scene of Luke pretending to be a pilot, that's all we saw of Luke. So
Yeah.
we got like speaking lines from Leia.
For
like,
Leia, she was kind
10
of the
minutes of
featured
screen time.
character.
Yeah, so
I wasn't expecting that at all. I mean, when we were talking, when we were talking before the episode started, you had sort of said, I wonder if we'll even see
yeah.
young Leia. It was a question, and she was really like the star of this episode, kind
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
Great performance from the young actress.
Yeah. You can already see the Leia attitude.
The attitude,
the
the punkish defiance.
Telling her cousin off, and immediately you could see, oh, she's not aware of her mind reading Jedi power capabilities yet, but she immediately was like in his head and like, I know what you're thinking.
And there's
like,
such a poignance to the themes on
usage.
Alderaan, because we know what happens to Alderaan. We know what happens to her parents and everyone she knows.
Yep.
And so these little scenes are like the vignettes that are going to be her memories, all she has in a few short years. And so it really adds something to those scenes because we know the
and like we
NFS
said,
story.
these scenes now add something to the Leia being forced to watch Alderaan get blown up.
Anytime I watch that movie, anytime I watch A New Hope from now on, I'm always going to be thinking of that.
Put it in context now.
And have the context of what it means when Alderaan blows up.
Exactly. Yeah,
and that's a lot.
I mean, there were a few other little things too that we found really interesting. Like, it seems like this tiny erroneous detail, but the fact that he called a Jawa by his name was the first time we've seen a Jawa given personhood in the same way that she was defending Droid's personhood, and that's another theme.
And we've seen that going on in the Mandoverse a lot, and in Solo, there was the whole personhood for droids.
And Jawas have been firmly established as like the vermin, the like low life, like they're just like thieves.
They're chipmunks. They're collectors.
We see them
they
get
go
killed
around
in
and like
funny
steal
ways.
things.
Like Mandalorian literally sends one up in a jetpack and it like falls to its death. Like it's funny seeing that, and he gives it a name. I don't remember what name he gave him, but or what name it was, but.
So you had some pretty strong predictions for this third sister.
Yeah, I think to me it seems pretty obvious that like she's clearly being shown as like the rogue, like hot,
the loose cannon,
like her boss and her colleague. So it's the fifth brother, I think, the Asian guy.
Yeah.
He was telling her that basically
he's like, cool your spiff. This isn't gonna fly.
The Grand Inquisitor, like the boss Inquisitor, he called her out too, and so it's obvious that she's a loose cannon, and it's gonna be an issue. Right off the bat here, we're seeing it as like, oh, she's super dangerous because she wants to go get Kenobi. She's gonna stop at nothing to him. But to me, I think that's foreshadowing.
But she's also stepping outside the orthodoxy of her profession.
She's gonna be obsessed
so
with him.
Yeah.
And then in her pursuit of him, they're gonna like learn about each other.
If he's able to help her heal whatever damage she's carrying that makes her such a loose cannon in the first place, then the fact that she's already taken steps to sort of buck this orthodoxy means she has the potential to switch sides,
100%,
to flip.
100%. And I think that is going to like what they're gonna do is that they're gonna obviously right now we're like, oh, we hate these bad guys, but they're gonna create sympathy for her in a way. Like we're gonna learn how she was corrupted.
Became this way.
Yeah. And right when we get sympathy for her, that's when they're gonna kill her.
Like
Vader's gonna come in.
Maybe her family was killed, as collateral damage in some Jedi fight.
But you see, there's in the Jedi Fallen Order video game. There's something that's exactly the same. Like where the Inquisitor that's chasing you the whole game, she eventually like you learn about her and you learn her story and you gain sympathy for her. And then like right then at the end, Vader comes in. It's like you're a failure. You failed me as an Inquisitor, and so I'm predicting that's gonna.
It's very interesting.
And Reva, this Inquisitor, does not appear in Rebels, which is where all of these.
So we know she's gonna die in this show
because
she doesn't stick around.
Yeah, so
it's very interesting because the thing she lacks is patience, and that whole Agent Smith sort of speech that the Grand Inquisitor gave was like, "Do you know what the key is to hunting a Jedi? It's patience," and she has none of that.
Yeah, I love that you pulled the Agent Smith reference there because I wouldn't have immediately tied that in, but you're like, oh wait, that is
so clear to me that was the same sort of. He has the same extremism towards Jedi that Agent Smith has.
The cadence in his voice too was very similar.
Cadence, he had a great voice.
Yeah,
great voice, that actor.
Not what's this actor's name? I forget. Anyway, some people online were having a little bit of a visual problem with him because he doesn't look entirely similar to his character in Rebels.
Okay.
Neither did the fifth brother. The Asian one, even that looks a little bit different. But, translating animation to live action and stylized to, realistic it doesn't have to be
it's not a straight line,
but in general, the character and the mannerisms and all of that, it felt good. It felt, I did want, like, when Inquisitors first stepped off of their ship, the ship felt more intimidating than
yeah, the ship was so scary.
And that was, to me, I was a little bit underwhelmed at first with they don't feel that intimidating. They just feel kind of goofy, like between the makeup and but once they started talking and like, okay, they're dangerous. Like, then it was a little bit more intimidating.
Yeah.
But definitely a good start.
Whole thing's cinematic in scope
Yeah.
between the huge aerial desert shots and the
Wide angle lenses on all the
music, obviously the score.
Yeah.
Very, very cinematic. I mean, I feel like we just watched a short film rather than an episode of television.
Yeah. And we know this, this is just going to continue on into the next episode. So let's not waste any time. Let's jump right
into the second
next one. We'll see you in the next one. Let us know what you thought about it in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next reaction, guys.
Peace.